Welcome to the Uncle Hack Podcast, where dudes pretty much just talk dude shit.
Here we are. Another Uncle Hack Podcast. Great episode lined up for you again this week. Glad you're back. Glad you're with me. Hope everybody's week is going good. Great. If you're watching on YouTube on the premiere, how are you? This is great. If you're listening to the early episode, that's right, the early episode on Patreon. How you doing? Okay, how you doing? That's right. You can get this. What the fuck is going on here? We got all sorts of dinging. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking mute that shit. 18 days ago. Yes, great show. I feel ahead of us. Got another fan question. We're going to break down when, and this is brought to you by, there's a woman that listens to this podcast, okay? When it revolves around bringing up a threesome. I'll read the question and give my answer. I've had a little bit of time to think about it and give you what I deem is a accurate and well thought out answer. I'm not just going to shoot from the hip on everything here. Sometimes I read these and and I give like my own take on it. If I've experienced anything inside of what they've asked, I will explain it. But she has a great question revolving around when is the appropriate time to bring up a threesome. And some of you are sitting there being like, wait a minute, this guy's old lady's bringing up having a threesome with other chicks? Yeah, that's right. Other women. Okay. Other women, not the other way around. And hey, if you're into that too, who gives a shit? Whatever makes you fucking happy. But we're going to talk about that. First off, I noticed something on the weekend. Okay. I'm, you know, those stupid girly shows that exist. There's the one, that me and the old lady watched on the weekend called The Circle. It's on Netflix. Right. And, if you haven't watched the show, it's another one of these stupid fucking Big Brother shows, but it's about a social media game show essentially, or reality show twist. And these people go into this household, or they're like an apartment type deal, and they can catfish you, and they can pretend to be somebody else, or they can be themselves, but the game is to become like an influencer, to be like a cool guy, and like whatever it may be, but it's a dumb fucking game regardless. But I noticed something inside of that game that blew me away. Is one dude was pretending to be a girl, right? So he's catfishing to be a girl, and he gets in the female group chat, right? So they're all group chatting away, and the first thing that clicked into my fucking brain would be like, holy shit. And he even had the same reaction. He's like, holy shit, these are wild. Dude, group chats, okay, would get us a prison sentence, because that's the last place us fellas can go and say some fucked up shit and get it off your chest so you don't scream it in line at Walmart when you're picking up sweet potatoes for the old lady. You know, this is the last place on earth that we as men can come in and just say like, Jesus, I would love to bury my face in Khloe Kardashian's tits. You know, you can say that and all the guys are like, you know what? I hear you, brother. I fucking hear you. I would eat her ass like a ravage fucking coyote that's been starved for 4 days that just stumbles across a fucking gut pile of some mangled baby fawn. I would eat her ass like a starved lion in the Sahara Desert that just stumbles across a wounded boar, right? You can say that inside your group chat with your friends and they don't even bat an eye. They're like, yes, we approve. We nod that behavior. We like that. You can say racial slurs in there. You can say, and it's not like the slurs are coming from a place of hatred. It's just like when you say that you can't do something, right? When you take something away and be like, listen, you can't say Asian hate slurs, right? And you go into your dude group chat and you just start ripping them off. Not because you hate them. It's just because you can. There's a place. It's a sanctuary in there. And you know what? It's funny because it's funny and fucked up because dudes understand this because we don't give a shit, right? Even inside that group chat, there are people of that race that you are saying these racial slurs about. And they also understand that what you're saying is not it's not malicious. It doesn't have intent to ruin their day. It's just like, oh, he's pent up. He needs to get this out of his system. He can say these fucked up things to this group of gentlemen inside this small little digital chat, and it releases some tension. You can walk around. You're not thinking about shooting up a fucking grocery store anymore. You're not thinking about driving your car into the nearest light standard no more. You know, you're relieved of that pressure. It's like when you don't jerk off for a long time and you're looking at every piece of fucking pussy that walks by, and you're a gorilla and you just want to fuck the shit out of her on a car hood. I'd bend her over that Honda Civic car hood right here in the middle of town square and fuck the nines off of her. That's how your brain works, you know? The testosterone starts building up and you're just like, the fattest. I'll tell you one thing, right? And like, this is what it feels like with that release of pressure. When I was a young lad, I was a moron, and right, I hung around a lot of older fellas. Especially when I was training. It was a lot of older guys inside the gym, you know, taking fights and all that. I was probably like 21, 22, and most of them were like 26-ish, 27. You know, they had a few more years on me. So they were taking testosterone boosters. I did not need to take testosterone boosters. I was a 21-year-old man. And my nuts are fucking pumping that shit out. I'm working out lots, you know, so my body is like, it's responding to this. And I decide to fucking take test boosters. What a fucking mistake. I was a fucking animal, okay? I jerked off. I had to jerk off 3 times every lunch hour from work. I would go home and beat my dick 3. I'd have to come because it just like I couldn't get enough. I was looking at the most morbidly disgusting women you could ever look at, like they were a piece of meat. I would have fucked them on tape and sold it. That's where my head was at. So that release, getting those toxins, clearing the mind. I was watching porn that would make the devil himself cringe. Because I needed something, you know, my testosterone was just fucking blazing all day long. Like, and gentlemen, this is something you understand. You know when you sleep naked and the dick rubs the blankets in the right way and it feels fucking phenomenal? Yeah, like when I would walk, okay, when the boxers would rub the tip, it was on. I wanted to fuck my pants. You know what I mean? Like it was bad. It was bad. I am 21 years old walking around like I was one sniff away, a little too close from getting a sexual assault charge. Like if I smelled pussy in the air, it would have looked like, you know, a deranged fucking mangy goddamn coyote getting his first sniff of blood. Like when a shark gets chummed water and you see him just kind of like, oh, fuck yeah, showtime. That's how I felt all the time. I had to get the fuck off them pills. And like, I couldn't understand. I was like, yeah, these babies are working until... Like this is going on now for 2 weeks. 2 weeks I lived like that. And it was hell and a good time also, all blended into one. I've never felt that. That poor girl I was dating at the time, like all I wanted to do was just fuck. I'd just look at her titties and jerk off. I didn't even have to look at the titties. I was like, you know, you give the old pants rub, you know, and you're like secretly like you're just horned up and you're giving like that secret like little pants rub. Every guy knows what I'm talking about. You know, when your fucking rig gets a little blood in her and it starts filling up in the pants, and then if you get like that certain little rub, you know, it's It's like, when you're going home to get some pussy from the wife and your dick is hard and you're just like, you're rubbing it in the truck and you're like, oh fuck, she's in for something. I'm coming home. I'm going to give her the fucking worst first round she's ever felt in her life. You know what? I ain't the heavyweight contender right now, but I will be one day. I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to finish her off in 30 seconds, round one. Like you're treating it like it's boxing. I'm coming in and I'm getting off. I'm getting the knockout early. It doesn't matter. I'm going to fuck her up. And she's going to be devastated. She's going to take the loss. I'm getting my rocks off in the first round, 15 seconds in. The moment my dick slips in, I'm coming, baby. And that's why they call me the fastest motherfucker in the West. I'm the two-gun smoking, baby. Like you're treating it like it's a boxing fucking, like it's a boxing press conference. But yes, that right there is the best way to describe the release that you get when you say fucked up shit inside a group chat with your boys. You know what I mean? There's a level of trust you would never, ever. It's like when we were talking about with the stag. There's a level of trust that men have when they decide to go on a stag with one another. You understand that, there we go. Let's get that. There's a level of trust that goes in with you guys going on that stag. You understand that no matter what, no matter who you are, I may have just met you, but don't worry. I understand the secret oath that we have sworn hopping onto this plane, getting into this car, walking into this condo, this Airbnb, this hotel room that we've rented. The moment we step foot in that area, I understand, you understand that there is some shit that's going to happen on this motherfucking trip that does not leave this motherfucking trip. Unless there is more than 3 of us in one room with nobody else around, we can discuss those stories. That is the level of trust that goes into a group chat. You do not let your old lady look at the boys group chat, okay? You don't let her even get a peek, you know what I mean? She does not go in there because you know what those catty bitches do? They read what we say, they go to their group chat, and then they shit all over. He's racist, he's a sexist, he's an asshole, he's this, and they just shit talk for hours and hours. The cattiness inside them. Oh my God. And then they make subgroup chats of other group chats without a certain person in it. I don't recall a time in my life. Dudes are too lazy to do this kind of like back. Time for a little ad read. That's right. Here we are. We got the Piss Willy Wagon 3000 sitting here behind me. For those watching, you see what I'm talking about. For those listening, this is a cooler that's motorized. That's right. Comes with a wheelie bar, some off-terrain tires, disc brakes. There is I believe the cooler is a 49-liter cooler. No, never mind. It's a 49cc motor on the back end of her, but every time you purchase a piece of merch, you get entered to win this bad boy until May 15th. So until May 15th, every item purchased on DangerCatShop.com will be entered to win this bad boy. That's right. So be sure to go pick up a t-shirt, hat, hoodie, stickers, whatever it may be, and get entered to win that old sucker, boy. I imagine how fly you're going to look at rolling up to all the bush parties in that fucking thing, or ripping over to the neighbor's house with a cooler full of beer. That it right there. If you're going to get a DUI, it's got to be on this bad boy. You know, fucking badass I would be. Getting a DUI on this, probably 0% badass, and fucking put a blow box on it. I don't even know if you can insure this fucking thing, to be honest. But yes, DangerCatShop.com, every item purchased on the store will be entered to win the Piss Willy Wagon 3000. Also, you want this episode 48 hours earlier than everybody else? Oh, you want an extra episode of the Uncle Hack podcast every Thursday at 3 p.m.? That's not a problem, because if you head to patreon.com/DangerCat69, those dreams can become a reality for you, my good sir. That's right, extra episodes. You can become a piss tank, piss bag, or the highest tier, a Danger Dong Patreon, which you will become an executive producer of this podcast. That's right. You see all those cool names roll past on the YouTube version and the end credits. That could be you. Or if you look in the description down below, all those cool dudes down there, that's right. You could be one of them by becoming a Danger Dong Patreon. Plus, every Tuesday when you get the early episode, you get Titty Tuesday. All our favorite OnlyFans models, we cross promote with them, and you get some cans, you get some titties. Ain't nothing wrong with some titties. So head to patreon.com/dangercat69. Become a Patreon supporter today. Get an extra episode every week, plus this episode earlier than everybody else, plus a little tatas in the old feed. Anyways, back to the episode. I won't go out of my way to create a separate group chat with the same guys -1 just to shit talk them. I'd rather just shit talk that guy right to his face. Or I'm going to shit talk him in the group chat with the other guys. So that way we can all laugh at it together rather than like being this cunt, you know? That's how dudes operate. We're too lazy to go and do that kind of, that menace-like behavior in this like cattiness, this backstabbing bullshit. Like, dudes are way too lazy. That's already, by creating another group chat, you've lost about 99.9% of guys. They're like, oh God, I got to create another one. I don't even like this one. I don't even like being in this one, okay? I'm in 3, and I don't even know how to keep up with those ones. I don't want to create another one, and then I got to remember not to say certain shit in this one or that one. Or, you know, they're talking about this and that one about how Brian, he's an asshole because he didn't fucking come over and help me change the tire on the side-by-side and change the fucking brakes, or he didn't drop off fucking motor oil so I could change the oil in the side-by-side and come side-by-side with everybody. So I'm going to go and create another group chat with all these other guys and like snitch on him for cheating on his wife on the stag that we were on 3 years ago when he got his butthole licked by a toothless crackhead in Phoenix. You know, he got his ass licked and then jerked off, and he paid $450 for this. Like, what a loser, you know? Then I got to create that group chat, and then I got to create another one with Brian to make sure that Brian and I are on good terms. But meanwhile, I'm shit talked. That's way too much. That's way too much. There's every dude that was just listening, they're like, holy fuck, I couldn't keep up with that. I couldn't keep up with that. But women, like the what I noticed in that show is like the women were just all over the fucking place. They had there's group chats here. Dudes have one, and it's the go-to one that we all go to share fucked up memes, fucked up pornos we seen. There's like new words that you learned. You're like, haha. It's basically the most fucked up, funny shit you can possibly find. And like, I'll be honest, I'm not going to name names, but I'm going to describe one of the group chats that I'm in, and I'll let you suss it out and see if me and you are quite similar. Because like, here's one of the group chats that I'm in that is probably the funnest one that I'm in, and it's just some of my best buds. And you want to know what we do? We just share fucked up shit that we find on the internet. And I'll be honest. I'm usually the one sending some pretty fucked up shit. Like the other day, I found something where a chick, you know, like the where you put the Mentos in the fucking Diet Pepsi. Well, this chick gaped her ass, right? Put Mentos in her ass and then dumped the cola in her ass, and it just fucking shot out like a volcano. And sorry, just describing that is like, yeah, that's how you know if you could be friends. If you laughed at that, just like the thought of that without even seeing it, me and you have a very good chance of being friends, because I pissed myself laughing at that. To think of like doing something like that and then executing, thinking of it is one thing. You know, you're like, hey, you ever thought about putting Mentos in your ass and filling her up with that Diet Cola and see how far you could shoot a stream? And then to take that idea and take that, you know, what you jot down on paper and turn it into the real thing is beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. That's the type of shit that's in a dude's group chat. You know what I mean? Like there's memes that that people just, you got to get it out. You got to share. You can't take that to your father-in-law and be like, hey, what do you call a retard with a missing arm, or a female retard with a missing arm, a fucking dishwasher missing parts? You know what I mean? Like you can't. You gotta tiptoe in those waters with your guys. You just fucking throw it in there. Like you're throwing gas on the fire all day long, and you want that fucker to burn the earth. You want to torch this cocksucker. You want scorched fucking planet all day, every day. And that's why they're your boys, because you can go in there and you can say those things. They don't judge you. They laugh with you. That's how friendships and bonds are created inside those group chats. Sometimes there's a guy from the outside, you know, nobody, he's a friend of a friend. It's like the group chat. Everybody creates a group chat before going on the stag, and everybody's excited. And be like, oh yeah, like I said, it's like it's a young hack on fucking testosterone pills. Everybody's pent up. Like, I can't wait to go. And it's not even that you're excited to go chase pussy or none of that. You're just excited to get the fuck out of that goddamn house that you're in. And you guys are amping one another up. Sick memes. You're finding cool places to eat, strip clubs. You're finding tickets to the game. Say you're going to Phoenix and you're getting tickets to the Arizona Cardinals game. You're getting tickets to the Phoenix Coyote game. You're going and you're like, oh, this bar looks sick. This strip club looks sick. This fucking, here's our Airbnb. And you're all fucking throwing in jokes and memes, roasting one another. And the build up to that event is just like, it's like Wrestle fucking Mania, baby. You're just riding the road to WrestleMania. Some of you get together, you have a few drinks, and you're like, I am fucking excited to get fucked up with a group of guys out of this goddamn town. I'm fucking 10 hours away from my goddamn house. I'm fucking, no kids. No wife, nobody telling me what I can, when I gotta stop drinking, okay? Nobody's gonna tell me at 3:30 in the fucking morning, don't you think you've had enough? You don't have to hear that. Don't you think you've had too many drinks? Don't you think you've had way too many tonight? Oh, look at you. You're all cross-eyed, looking silly like that. You don't have to deal with that. And you guys are just gassing one another up. You're gassing one another up. That's stag group chat, but group chat behavior with men and women are two totally different things. It's just fucked up memes, fucked up humor. It's the last place where we can be men. It really is, if you truly think about it, because if, God forbid, you're out in public and you fucking, you say something that you deem manly. Oh, that's toxic masculinity. Did you assume my gender? You got to deal with those people of the world. Oh, where's your mask? What the fuck? And then you can take all your anger, frustration, and you can be like, listen, I have something I'm going to get off my chest, and I know the one place that I can do it without a bunch of people judging me is with my 6 friends inside this little digital device, and I can fucking sit on the couch and get everything I need off my chest to these guys. I can share fucked up memes about goddamn, about some woman with no arms getting skull fucked by the beach. I can share memes about sodomy. I can share memes about just disgusting things that make most people turn their nose up. But men, on the surface, you're like, oh yeah, he's a good guy. Every fucking guy. If they are in some sort of fucked up group chat, the level of fucked up depends on your friend group, but there is a group chat that you need, and then ladies listening to this, don't go snooping, okay? There's a reason why he doesn't snoop in your phone, because he doesn't give a shit about your stupid drama down there at the gymnastics club. Nobody gives a fuck about Janessa. Right? Nobody gives a fuck about Janessa and what she does with her daughter. That's why we don't look in your phone. Your group chat talking about, oh, did you see Cheryl's hair? Wow. Who brings back a hairstyle from 2006? Well, babe, you haven't changed your hair since I met you in high school, so I don't know why the fuck you're trying to shit down her throat, you fucking unoriginal cunt. Listen, Are we getting personal here today? No, we're not getting personal. But it is true. We don't give a fuck about female drama. That's the thing. We don't care to be in your phone. If you were texting another guy, we still wouldn't care. We'd be like, thank God. Go talk to him. Go talk his ear off. Okay? Leave me alone. I come down to this basement to watch sports highlights in silence, and you come down here and you fucking won't shut the fuck up about some stupid drama down at the gymnastics club I don't give a shit about. That guy that I see that you're texting all the time inside your phone, and you're like, oh, I'm not cheating on you. I don't give a fuck if you are. I'm saying call him. Go suck his dick. Anything that will shut you up. Please, I'm going to sit in this chair. I'm going to talk about sports highlights, and then I'm going to throw some fucked up memes at the fellas, fire them up. We're going to share a bunch of shit about, we're going to show porn bloopers, porn bloopers. That's what we're going to do. We're going to share, we're going to share that clip of that chick that jerks that dude off onto the table and then chalks it up chalks up his cum like a line of cocaine, and she fucking rips it, snorts this line of cum. And we're going to dissect that. That's what I want to do for the next hour. So leave me alone. Go fucking blow the neighbor. Leave me be. Leave me be in peace. Don't annoy me. I don't care about Cheryl's new hair or the new car that she just bought and why she bought it. And be like, that's stupid. I don't care, okay? Me and the boys got some damage to do. We got some fucked up shit to talk about, and Daddy's fingers are itching. They're itching for some racial slurs, some very, very, very sexual... sexually aggressive compliments towards women. I can't wait to degrade them like the piece of shit that I am with my friends. Look at her lopsided ass titty sharing nudes of celebrities. It's just a long list of things. That's why I like being a guy. Life is as difficult as you want to make it. And dudes, I feel like try and not make it that fucking difficult. Dudes just want silence. We just want to be able to say whatever the fuck we want, whenever the fuck we want to say it, with no repercussions, really. I understand that sometimes there's, you say some shit and there needs to be repercussions. That's checks and balances, right? But inside that group chat, that's where all hell should be allowed to break loose. You should be a fucking complete degenerate. It's who's that hockey player, that was just shitting on everybody's wife and all that. That's an example. If you can't, shit talk to somebody's face, I'd be an awkward fucking day walking back into the dressing room. But that's that's a little too far. Maybe not. I don't know. For me, I'm not going to shit talk somebody's wife, but the bar slugs that he fucking one and done, and that is fair game. These fucking animals, these bitches are in there talking about your dick size, and you've been married to this bitch for 9 years. She's talking about your cock size, how you fuck her. These women have built up quite the goddamn CIA case on you. They know everything about you. They know more about you than Google. Okay? They break down. They watch your every move. If they hear something, they're right in that group chat talking about it. So that's why guys got to be a little more careful where you slip up. That's where the group chat, you got to lock that down. Don't let your woman in there. That's the last place that we have. How many times has a guy got in trouble? I keep looking at this, so if it looks a little off, how many times has a guy got in trouble, because some fucking dipshit let his old lady fucking hop in there and get a look-see at what's being chatted about in the group chat. You know what I mean? Too many. That's right. One too many. So lock it down. There's a reason we don't go in your phone, ladies, because we don't care. We never have. We never fucking will. Okay? We don't give a shit what you talk about with all those other catty bitches and you know, talking about fashion, somebody's fashion. We don't fucking care. We don't give a shit. What's her pussy look like? Show us pictures of her pussy. The best is when a single guy is in a group chat with a bunch of married men, because he is just, oh boy. That is something I can't discuss, but every guy that did, you know what I mean? Like married guys that have a single guy in the group chat, you know what I'm talking about. You're living vicariously through that fella. He's keeping the dream alive. You're like, fuck yeah, keep going. You get stoked about that guy's adventures. You know, you're like, oh yeah? Yeah, you fucked the Brazilian hooker. Tell me more as you're jerking off. Tell me more about this dumb whore. I want to fuck some Brazilian hookers. Babe, I'm going to a fucking stag in Brazil. Because stags are really the only reason that you'd be able to travel without her. You know what I mean? That's why I say a stag. You can't. You could go on a vacation without her, but then it's like, where are you? What are you doing? When you hear the word stag, it just she's like, oh great, I'm not gonna hear from him for 4 days. Oh, that's lovely. You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right, woman. Oh, but yeah, that's what I noticed on that show is how different. It just hit me like that. I'm like, wow, what a difference. What a fucking difference. And I understand it's also a game show, but there's some truth to that, you know, because there was guys talking on there and be like, dude, what are you into? You into sports and shit like that? You know, like guys are like tiptoeing, where like women just went for it. They're like, I don't know about this bitch. She seems like she's a cunt. I don't really trust her. They're like, the cattiness is just beyond me. Beyond me. You know? I don't know how you fucking twats operate like that. It just fucking shatters my noodle. That just had me laughing, had me thinking. Let's get into the question that we brought up. Where are we? Okay, I got it here. Here we go. All right, Hack. Got a topic for you. Got a topic you should dissect for an episode. I found your podcast this year. I fucking love it. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I love, by the way, I love getting the messages, and like, I know I share them to the story and stuff like that. It's just to fucking try and get more people to download it. You know what? I'm a marketing genius. What can I say? But I do really appreciate it when people take time and say, hey, I love your podcast. It's growing. It's, you know, it's speaking to real people. I don't ever, I'll get back to this, but I don't ever want to turn into that guy. I don't know. I'm watching these people that change, you know. If this blows up and say I get rich, I'm still going to be this guy. I'm not going to let it go to my head. I always want to be the regular guy that can walk down the street. I don't want fancy shit. I don't know. It's just the small town in me, maybe. I don't know what it is, but I really enjoy just being perceived as this normal dude that gets to do this for a living. And I love the fact that people feel comfortable enough to come up to me in public and say that they enjoy what I'm doing. The craziest thing happened on the weekend. I was walking to go get a coffee, and a young guy working on a construction site in the south side of Edmonton. I was walking to go get a coffee with the old lady, and all of a sudden he goes, the one guy in the forklift waved at me, and the other guy goes, hey, yo, I'm listening to your shit right now. And that was fucking cool. That I've never felt that before, and I don't know how to explain the feeling. It was just like it. I guess to say it feels like I'm doing the right thing, and I really enjoy coming and like talking about this shit. You know, if this fucking thing could get 100 million downloads or 150. The fact that people are enjoying it and they're having a laugh with one another, that's what matters. That's why we're doing this. And don't worry, Daddy's never going to change. I'm still going to be the booze bag, the Alberta rattlesnake, baby, smashing beers off my fucking head till I'm like dead. Okay, I'm not gonna change. If anything, it just means that I get to come. If I got money, that just means I can throw bigger events. You know, we can get fucking Motley Crue headlining a Danger Cat Fest. Wouldn't that be nice? But anyways, yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody that always like reaches out and says those kind words. I truly do appreciate it. I found your podcast this year. Fucking love it. Shared it with the hubs. He dies laughing too. I messaged you on my personal IG last week. Oh, yeah. Sent me a picture of the cans. No, when I was having trouble with ordering my Danger Cat sweater. Anyways, when is it appropriate to bring up threesomes and whatnot in a relationship? The hubs and I have been together 6 years this June. Have a kid, a house, dirt scoots, the whole 9 yards. He brought it up in the middle of doing the dirty, about 3 years ago. But like we had drunkenly had one prior with a friend of mine, nice, respect. He wanted to share me, as he puts it. Fast forward, it's happened a time or two, but a lot of people see this as taboo, as a threesome, like cheating. Or your hub shares you, so you like cheating? Nah, man, it built a lot of trust with us and made our sex life skyrocket more than it already has. I feel like your guy listeners would get a kick out of it because so many would love to, but the old ladies would have a fucking full-blown head gasket explosion. A lot of our buddies look at my hubs as a god. If you use this, feel free to use my name or ask more questions. Haha, Kelsey from North Dakota. In quotations, how to keep the magic alive. Well, we found possibly the name of the episode right there, so thank you for that, Kelsey. All right, well, let's get into this because I am able to talk about this from my experience with it. Seeing as like me and the miss, you know what we do? We dabble in threesomes just with women. We have like this weird rule that she can fuck bitches and I can fuck bitches, but there's no boyfriend shit. That's the rule. Like there's no cuddling, there's no like going on dates, going for like there's and it opens up the door of honesty. So he wanted to share me, as he puts. Hey, listen, first off, let's get this out of the way. Whatever you're into sexually, because everybody that listens to this has some sort of sexual fantasy in their fucking dome that they are just itching to get. You know what I mean? Like I've said, I would love for 8 women to fucking reverse bukkake me and just squirt all over my ugly goddamn mug while I lay on like a inflatable fucking bed, like that, like an inflatable floaty bed that you put in a pool, and they just rub their fucking shit until they just piss all over me. That in my head, it just seems fucking awesome. Okay, so everybody's got their own kinks, and you know what? You got to keep life exciting for one. So like, people judging you seems like that would just be jealousy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I can't believe share. First off, we don't own humans, okay? I think it's so fucked. It's fucked to me. You know, some guys are being like, oh, fuck, man, fuck that. I'd never shower my fucking old lady. Oh, fuck that. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna fucking let her fucking, you know what I mean? But yeah, fuck, I don't even get guys that get mad at their old ladies for eating pussy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, she had a few too many glasses of wine over at her best friend's house. Next thing you know, they're scissoring on the couch. I'm like, yes. Where there's guys that get mad at that. I don't understand. Like, how insecure are you with yourself that you don't, you know? But then again, here I'm judging people. But like, who fucking cares? I used to be kind of this insecure individual. Like I've always, like prior to, like when I was younger, I had a difficult time talking to girls. I'd just get too hammered. I wasn't interesting enough that, you know, that girls really gave me attention. And it took me a while to kind of build up this personality, this kind of this courage to, you know, be myself without liquor. And once that started happening, it really helped me become secure with myself. And then I was able to dive in on things that excite me and get me going. You know what I mean? And like, I'm a fucking weirdo, okay? I got into that whole swingers community shit. I've been to orgies. I've been to sex clubs. I've been to swingers clubs. I've been like the third. I've been, and this is just me laying out what I've done, okay? What I've done. So that way my answer doesn't seem like it's coming from a place of like, I'm just making up bullshit. Sexually, I'm a maniac. I know, like there's something twisted inside this skull that doesn't make any sense, but I'm always chasing this like next new, sexually fucking crazy event. And it was like that for a while. And like, I just can't scratch the itch. You know what I mean? Like there's always something that you're like, oh, that'd be kind of cool to go to, and like, which like led me down this path of like doing these crazy fucking orgies and like being me and another guy tag teaming his wife. There's like, you kind of learn like what people are into and you don't become judgmental of that, because some of the most secure relationships, and they're like, oh, I can't believe you fuck another guy's wife. Who would let him fuck? People are into that, man. It's a big fucking world. Who gives a shit? So what? It is none of your fucking business whose dick goes into whose wife. And especially if they're all for it. And like, so you say, oh, so your hubs shares you, so you're like cheating. No, that's not like cheating, because you both have discussed it. It's been brought open on the table. It's built a bigger, deeper trust, because now you've opened the door. You've opened the door. You'd be like, hey, we need to discuss things before it goes down. All right. So we got to be more open, honest. It forces you to have better conversation with your partner. So I think like the people, the old ladies that have a fucking blow a head gasket on it, they're always the boring ones anyways. You know what I mean? They're never like a fun fucking person. I never do that. But yeah, you know what? You also haven't left your hometown. Okay. You think going to the keg is like a fancy fucking dinner. Going to Applebee's every Wednesday, God forbid, can't break the Applebee's, can't miss an Applebee's dinner. That's date night. These guys' date night sounds way better. They're bringing over stray pussy and fucking it up with one another. That sounds like a connection that I want to have. You know what I mean? I do have that, but if I'm being honest. But, like your first initial question though was, anyways, when is it appropriate to bring up threesomes and whatnot in a relationship? I honestly think right out of the gate. I've always been open and honest about my sexual past, like to so that way like it comes to no surprise that this guy's a freak. And you know what? If you have something in your fucking head, and like, I'm the type to like since doing all that shit, I brought it up and be like, yeah, because obviously you want to know like what does this fucking what does this person have? Like what's stored in the old memory banks? So you ask questions like, what's the craziest thing that you've done sexually? What do you like sexually? Once you get into sex talk, that's where you start figuring out some people. Then you figure out the interests. You figure out, and keep in mind, like, I'm no fucking therapist. This is just how I go about life, all right? So don't hold this information to me. I'm like, oh, fucking Uncle Hack said to do this. You got to do what's best for you, but I feel like get it out in the open right away. Because, like, if everybody has a person in their head that they're chasing or they want to be with, whether you want deeper conversation, crazier fucking sex or whatever, you love the chick that you're with. And at the beginning, like we talked about last episode, things were wild. It was great. And all of that shit just was like always, you were fucking like 4 or 5 times. You get over to her house on a weekend and that was just a fuck fest, watch movies, cook good food. And now here you are 4 years later, I'm just like, I'm trying to talk way too fast. But here you are 4 years later, maybe you got married, maybe you got a kid, maybe you bought a house. But these people right here have found a way to spice it up again. Make it fucking awesome. There's nothing wrong with this. And people that like turn their nose up and be like, well, why not? You're a fucking loser anyways. What do you do for fun? These guys sound like they're out and they're living their best life. And you don't need $1 million fucking dollars to go out and do this. You just want to have fuck. That's all. There's nothing wrong with wanting to fuck. It's your human nature. So what? You find fucking somebody else attractive other than your spouse. It's natural. It's okay. And bringing it up earlier and getting it out in the open. And so that way, listen, I'm into group sex. Okay. I'm going to be fucking blunt. This is what I want. I want to fuck bitches with you. I love you and you only. I lust other women. Okay. I want to shove my dick in the fucking grocery store clerk's ass while she has her tongue all up on that clitty. All up on that clit ring. Yeah, well, I don't know why I said clitty. I was trying I meant to say kitty and clit, and but and like in her head, if it excites her, you've just then found the Robin to your Batman. You know what I mean? Like you two then can like take on the world, and I think that's awesome. I think that's great. I think that builds like you said, it's built, what did you say at the end there? I feel like your guy listeners would get a kick out of it because so many like old ladies would have a fucking full-blown head gasket explosion. A lot of our buddies look at my hubs as a god. Yeah, because these guys are, there you go. The single guy in the group chat now is being taken over by this guy. So he right now is the guy that, everybody lives vicariously through, and I'm not trying to fucking toot my own horn here, but like, yes, I've put myself in situations that some of these guys just can't wrap their head around. They'll be like, what, you went to a fucking orgy? Yes, I did. And it was fucking awesome and hilarious. I've got so many stories about this types of shit. You gotta live life, okay? And if this is something that, that you're getting like, yeah, I would love to try it. Who fucking cares? If it fucks the marriage up, it wasn't meant to be anyways. Then go find yourself a fucking woman that wants to do the crazy like shit that you have built in your fucking dome. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know why people are always like, they put this stigma on sex that you should only fuck one person and one person only. These people clearly make it work, and like, oh yeah, and it's always some like uptight fucking truck guy loser that thinks Christianity is the fucking perfect path to life. I'm a one woman man and a one woman man only. Then why do you jerk off to fucking, Instagram thoughts? Why do you have $1,700 a month in OnlyFans bills or OnlyFans payments? Oh, I'm a one woman. Fuck right off. Every single guy out there has looked at a different piece of pussy and thought to themselves, I would fuck the shit out of that. Every single guy has. And I don't care who the fuck you are or how secure your marriage is. You've looked at another fucking woman and just thought, if I could just fuck her and get it over with. Where in the relationship, if you were able to go to your old lady, some of you cannot talk to your old lady like that. Some of you cannot bring up that because she would have a fucking conniption, and vice versa. If she looked at another guy and was like, I would let that guy just fucking bruise my tonsils. I would let him completely destroy this pussy. You know what I'm saying? And that would fucking eat your ego alive. Where me, I could, it doesn't bug me. I don't care. I don't care enough. I care about the person. I don't really care about the sex that much. So what? You went and had a good time. But I feel like getting it out in the open and getting it like discussed early, so you're wasting each other's time. There's nothing fucking wrong with bringing that up. Listen, then you're fucking weeding through what you actually want. Like, I know what I want in my head, and if you don't fit the description, sorry, bitch, you gots to go. You know what I mean? I ain't wasting my fucking time with some square that doesn't want to eat pussy with me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to waste my fucking time, fucking if I say some dumb shit like, you know, Jesus, your friend's tits are just fucking bouncing in the, and if I say some shit like that, and like, I don't mean it disrespectfully. I'm not looking at your friend as a sexual object. Well, obviously I am, but when I make a comment like that, I'm saying what the room's thinking. Look at them things bouncing that shit. You know what I mean? Holy, you know, like I need that. I need to be able to fucking say that shit. I need to get, or else it's not going to go well. It's not going to go well. And I need a freak. You know what I mean? Like, I need a freak. So it's good to get that out in the open early, so that way you guys know, okay, this is how this shit rocks. And like, for people to judge you based on what you guys do in the, who gives a fuck? Whatever you're doing in the bedroom is totally your guys' decision, and it's the way you want your relationship to be. If you guys are two freaks, let your inner freak out. Who gives a fuck? It's 2021. Nobody gives a shit. If we can sit here and scream in people's faces to like, accept me, and you just want to get piped with another guy with your husband, and you want to fuck another broad with your husband, so who gives a shit? All right. I feel like there's bigger issues in the world. And if a bunch of fucking uptight, uppity cunts are going to try and judge you based on what the fuck you and your guy want to do, you know, if anything, you know what happens in a situation like that when it's exactly like she says, a lot of our buddies look at my husband as a god. And that's 100% it. The guys are looking at him like, you fucking son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You know what? I've been trying to get Cheryl. To do doggy. She won't even do doggy. We've been fucking in missionary for the past 30 years. So you want to know what I do? When I say I'm going for beers, I'm actually lying. I work overtime, and I take that overtime money. I go down to the fucking bordello. I get 2 broads to do but I can't discuss it, because if it gets out that I'm fucking paying for hookers, she might leave me, and that's going to cost more than the hookers. So yes, I'm very jealous, because I would love nothing more than to create a deeper bond with my wife. I'd love nothing more than to fuck her doggy while she ate out the fucking some 24-year-old little bimbo that we picked up at a bar. And I just want to hammer the wife from behind. Meanwhile, she's tongue deep in some young pussy. But I can't, because she can't even be bothered to roll the fuck over and let daddy hit it from the back. So we are a long ways away from her tongue hitting a clit, okay? I can't even get her to roll the fuck over like some dirty old dog, you know? I tried laying treats on the bed. Can't even get her to do that. Can't even get her to flip over and eat the treats so daddy can slip his dick in, you know, and hit that back and see them back shots and get the ass jiggling. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's not, yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I said that. But this guy right here, he gets that. You know, the fucking wife, the wife's into it. These two fucking, you know, and it keeps it exciting on a budget. You know what I mean? When you get some, you know, we're going to send the kid to grandma's because mommy and daddy got a little friend coming over. And we're going to have a little fun. And that's some cheap entertainment right there. And that spices up the marriage. There's nothing wrong with that. More people need to express what the fuck they have in their head. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if you want to fuck 2 bitches at the same time, you got to get it out of your system. It's going to fucking, you know, if you think about it long enough, you might manifest it in your life. And I truly believe in that dumb hippie shit. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if you truly believe it's going to happen, it's going to fucking happen. And one day, even if you got to pay for it, you might get 2 pussies on your face at the same time. One riding dick, one licking my toes. But yeah, I agree. It's always the dudes are just like, oh, you son of a bitch, you lucky cocksucker. And the wives are just, they scoff at it. Oh my God, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. And I couldn't imagine being married to a woman like that. That's disgusting. Where's the little adventure, honey? Like I'm a fucked up individual, and I know I'm a fucked up individual, which is fine. I recognize it. I own it. I know what I like and what I don't like. So that's perfectly fine, you know? And I need that craziness, that adventure, what am I trying to say here? That excitement, you know what I mean? That adrenaline kick. I'm not out doing coke or fucking drinking that much anymore. And I was always a little weirdo. As soon as I moved to the city, I knew that there was some weird shit happening at fucking any given time. And I wanted to get in on it. So I got my toes into the swingers community by meeting a cougar that would come into town and we would fuck one another. And then she introduced me. Once she kind of sussed me out, gained my trust, she introduced me to another couple, and then I fucked around with that couple, and then that couple put me over to, I was a young man getting passed around to these older couples because they fucking the community is very small in Edmonton, Alberta. And once you get in and you're not a fucking weirdo and you're not, doing weirdo shit or up to no good, and you're just being a good, honest person, which I did. I didn't ever overstep my boundaries. And then I started getting passed around couple to couple to couple to couple, and it got wild. And then that's when you get invited to like the sex clubs, the orgies. And then it just was fucking wild, okay? It was wild. And it was some of the funnest experiences. It was insane. Like the stories I could tell you would blow your mind, but it kept life interesting without having to jump out of a goddamn plane. You know what I mean? Some people just crave that next thing when it comes to sex, when it comes to, these threesomes and adding another person in. Because it's intimidating. It's intimidating. Like my first threesome, my heart was fucking bounding out of my chest, buddy. I also had it with a married couple. Okay, so it was two dudes and the wife was a fucking smoke, I will say. And it afterwards, like, yeah, of course you're going to talk to him afterwards, and you start to realize that the husband and wife just have a fucking deep bond. They're both into weird shit. They found one another. So who gives a fuck about everybody's outside their outside opinion about what you got going on? So if you two, if you two are having a great time and you're mucking barn together, eating pussy, fucking all these bitches, or maybe he likes fucking sharing you, that's fine. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing legally against that. It's just that fucking other uptight losers that are insecure with themselves are fucking pissed that you're able to go out there and have a good time with your husband. Your husband comes home to you. He might go out and fuck some strange, and you get excited about that shit. You get revved up when you hear about him getting some pussy and he comes back and fucks you, and he knows that mama's got that good sugar, not that Splenda shit, that he's coming home to that good sugar. And it makes you it makes you feel better about yourself to know that he's coming back to you and you only. Like there is no coddling, going out for a little, let's go get a smoothie together, let's go to a movie together. There's none of that shit. He just went out, got a random piece, got his rocks off. Like I always say, sow some wild oats. Or like Grandma Black used to say, sow some wild oats, comes back to the homestead, and mama's got that good sugar. That's why he's always coming back to you. You let him go out there, be a man, be a beast, fuck some randoms, come back. Hell, he might even drag her on home with you. He might bring home tonight's kill and cut off a piece. Here you go, baby. Get some of that in you. That or you're doing some fucking wild shit. It don't matter. If you're into certain things, that goes for males or females, bring it up. What's the worst that's going to happen? Oh, sorry. So what? You're I know this is contradicting like a previous episode when you're like, oh, well, you know, the wife might not be into the weird shit and it might ruin the relationship. If you're that terrified and you're out already fucking hookers and doing all that stuff to scratch that itch, and you have no really means inside of you to like get her involved in your fucked up scenarios that you want to have with her, that's fine. Then keep it to the side, keep it secret, and like if it's keeping the marriage happy, keep the fucking marriage happy. Don't fuck it up. Simple as that. Go and get your hookers. Go and get your hookers. If you're having threesomes with hookers and they're pissing on you while one pegs you, fuck, have at it. I know that's a tough conversation to fucking break to the wife to convince her that this is a good idea. Listen, honey, you know your friend Crystal? I want her to peg me while you piss on me. Is that okay? No? Okay, you want a divorce? I'm losing half my shit? Oh, fuck, this went downhill real fast. Okay, I get it. Yeah, stick with the hookers. That's fine. But if you're looking and you want to create a deeper bond with the old lady, right? The old lady, she wants to do some freak shit. You want to do some freak shit. You get the balls to bring it up. Either one of you, male or female, one of you brings it up. One of you says, listen, I've been watching a lot of threesome porn when you're at work and I masturbate to it. And like, I'm really getting off to the idea of a woman riding my face while you fuck me. I don't want to watch you fuck her. And, you know, I'm not quite there yet, but I'm really knocking on the door of it. It's making me excited. This quarantine has got me all fucked up. You know, I want to do something a little weird. I want to get out there. I want to give, like, you know, I want to experience a little more with you. I want to, you know, I want to dabble in that weirdo shit. It's been bugging me for a while. We've been together for 2 years and I've been bottling it in. I should have said it in the beginning and be like, this is my expectations. This is what I want. This is how I picture a relationship that is fucking great. There's compromise. I get it. Yes, there's compromise. I get it. But, you know, this is how I view a perfect relationship. I want to have threesomes. Okay. I want to have threesomes. You got to fucking bring that up right away and get it out in the open. Because if you're going to just keep that shit bottled up, you're probably going to be unhappy. You know, unless again, like I said, with the whole, like if you're getting it somewhere else and it's fucking working and, you know, I get it. Like, oh, you're cheating. Well, I think you're just saving the marriage at this point, especially if you're older, you've been married for 15 years and it's just like, you got to get some, I still, like, I have an inner beast that I need to tame and I get it over there. You know, I leave town for a weekend. I say it's a business trip. I don't do 0% business. I'm literally in a hotel room with 2 hookers for 48 hours doing all this wild, crazy shit. I do it every 6 months just to make me sane, you know? So I don't come home to the wife and throw papers at her, be like, sign here, get the fuck out of my house, you know? Because we built a lot together. I loved her in the beginning, but it's fizzled out over the years. Now we're just kind of coexisting with one another. And I have this going on. She's got that going on. Hell, for all I know, she's fucking the gardener while I'm at work. You know, when I'm out of town on a golf trip, she's fucking the pool boy. Fucking her tennis instructor or whatever it is that rich people do. Or even just regular people. While I'm out of town working, she's fucking the gas station clerk because he's got a long dick and he's a skinny little fuck, you know? He just knows how to eat pussy good, whatever. I don't care. It's keeping her happy. We're coexisting with one another. Yeah, does it suck that the town knows that she's cheating on me? But yeah, whatever. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't feel like losing half my shit right now. I just got out of debt. I don't want to go back into it. So you keep fucking him. I'm going to keep fucking these other people. And hey, maybe that builds a bigger bond. You don't know. So that's why you got to bring this shit up. Everybody fucking bottles up too much shit. And right here, all my buddies' husband, or all of our buddies look at my husband as a god. You know, but it takes 2 to tango. So Mama Sweet Thing come around and she's like, yeah, you know what? I've been thinking about this threesome thing for quite some time that you brought up. Sometimes, I'm not going to name names or bring up anybody's shit, but how it started for one couple back that I met, The one dude was just fascinated. He was fascinated with the fact of taking photos of his wife naked and putting them on the internet on this Rate Me site. So he put them on the Rate Me site, and people were like, "Oh, she's hot," blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, "Yeah, that's fucking awesome. That's my bitch right there. That's my fucking ride or die. Those are my titties. Those are my titties that I suck on. I fucking know what that face does. It rides my fucking lid all day, every day. Daddy gets that fucking nectar, that sweet, sweet nectar. You know what I mean?" So he got off on that. And then it kind of like, in his head, it kind of like, she got into it then. And they're like, "Oh, well, let's go to a sex club. Let's go see what this is all about." And then they were both into that. And then you just like, they found their fucking thing. Next thing you know, they're having full-blown threesomes. They're going all over the planet. They're meeting couples. They're fucking this girl. They're fucking with this guy. They're doing all sorts of fucking swinger shit. You know what I mean? They took their marriage. That was great. They tried something. They really liked it. "Oh, yeah, I like that." And then it evolved into something bigger, and it flourished. And now these two they've got a hell of a bond. Two wicked people. I used to go for dinner with them, and then we go and have a little threesome together. That's what we used to do, okay? But this isn't about me. It's about me, mama, or Kelsey from North Dakota. And there's nothing wrong with being a fucking freak. You know what I mean? So don't let when's the appropriate time? I think it's right out of the gate. Get it out in the open, especially while you're in the honeymoon phase. If you just met a chick and you're like, you're feeling it out and you got weird shit in your head and you have expectations in a relationship that you expect somebody to meet, but you're also willing to give and get, right? So there's expectations, like, this is what I'm into. This is what I see a relationship as. I want a bisexual woman that's willing to fucking bang girls with me. Okay. I want to go and travel the world. This is where I see myself in 5 years, 10 years. Have that shit in your head. Have a little plan. I feel like a lot of people are walking around. They don't have a plan in their fucking head. They don't have a goddamn idea of what's going on out there. You know what I mean? They don't have an idea of what they expect of themselves, let alone their significant other. So then you get in this perpetual wheel that you're constantly in, where you're you're constantly guessing of like what's next, rather than like, okay, having somewhat of an idea. Having somewhat of an idea of where you expect the relationship to go, where it's supposed to be, what my partner looks like, what the old lady. What is my perfect old lady inside my head? But now, and draw that out. What is it? And then when those questions come forth, when you're both getting to know one another, you'd be like, "Hey, are you interested in this type of shit?" Yeah, this probably isn't going to work. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to bring this type of shit up. Having threesomes and stuff. If you don't try that, then you don't. If this is something that you actually want, though, don't just be like, "Oh, I want a threesome just for the sake of talking about a threesome on here." But you have to. And the trick, here's the trick, okay? For fellas trying to bring a threesome to the bedroom, here's what you got to do, man. You bring it up subtly. But you can't force it down her throat. If she says, "Yeah, I'm into it," okay, let it happen naturally. If you bridge the gap, and when I say that, I mean like you find a girl that's willing to fucking do this with you, right? Like someone outside of your old lady. You then, this is a veteran move. You let the girls talk, okay? You let them talk and don't be involved in that conversation. Remove yourself from it. Let them get to know one another. Let them chat back and forth. Let them have a conversation. Let them plan the date. And you just lay back. Be a pimp about it. Be a pimp about it. Because if you're always in the action, and it's just, you're gonna make the old lady feel like you're more interested in her, in that other woman, right? So by removing yourself from that situation and allowing her to talk with the woman that you both probably could fuck, right? You are now, and you get the information from your old lady. You're building a trust with her. You're going to her to talk about another woman. So what does that mean? You have to converse with the old lady. And you're like, oh yeah, and like ask her questions on how she feels. See, there's like, this isn't like mind manipulation shit. This is just like, if you are actively looking to do this, that's how you got to go about it. That's how you got to go about it. Because if you're going, then when you're going to discuss it with the old lady, and you're asking questions. Well, how do you feel about that, babe? You know what I mean? Like, is she turning you on? Does she seem hot? What's her titties look like? You like her titties? You don't like her titties? Oh, well, why don't you like her titties? And you're now you flip the script. Now you're asking questions, and like you're connecting. You know what I mean? You're building a deeper bond because by you not being the asshole, being the fucking guy that's trying to make this happen, she's gonna get probably a little jealous. You know, it takes a very secure relationship for that or and I know you can poke holes in my theory here and say, well, maybe she's just not good at it, blah, blah, blah. My relationship's secure enough that I can talk to this chick, slide it up, and then kick her to the curb. No, what you want to do is, like, you want the old lady to control the power in this. You want her to feel like she's in charge, she's the number one, she's the queen, that this is all revolving around. So by you guys being on the outer circle, she feels like she's the center of attention, which is great, which is what you want. You want her feeling good, great, grand. She's having the conversation with the other woman, and you have to go to her to get the information about the other woman. If the other woman sends a nude, your old lady shows you the nude rather than you showing her a nude, because that's a big difference. That's a big switch right there. When your wife, girlfriend, shows you a nude of another woman, if that don't turn you on, go to the hospital, get checked out. Get the doctor. Get a CT scan. Your noodle ain't working. Shit ain't right upstairs. Okay, but I think that's the beginning approach to it. I can break it down more in a later episode, but I'll elaborate for probably another 5 more minutes because we're over time right now. I've went over time a few times now, but I feel like that's the approach. And first off, get it out in the open early, right? Get it out in the open early. So that way you guys, you know what's going down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you both understand, like, some expectations. And by either one of you, always in a relationship, you're going to have somebody that's probably a little more alpha, so to speak, a little more outspoken, or somebody that's going to be like maybe a little more grounded, whatever it may be. And then that person, that's usually the case. You get, like, I don't know, somebody that's a little more outspoken in it, and if you're not that, and you're the one wanting this, you have to fucking then open your goddamn mouth and say some shit. You got to get some shit off your fucking mental and bring it forward in the relationship and be like, yeah, maybe it does take you both getting hammered and just, like, talking about it and just having a deep talk and be like, what's something that excites you? What happened? There you go. Get drilled with the old lady. Come home. All right. If this is something that is in the noodle that you're kind of been thinking about, and you're like, I think this is something that I'd like to give a go at. Come home and just get absolutely smashed with the old lady. Have drunk sex. Talk about things that interest you sexually, whatever it may be, and just do it hammered. Because then you got to bring it up sober because you live with them, right? So you just kind of, the next day, bring it up lightly. You tread lightly. When you're hammered, you're an honest soul. So just get fucking drilled and tell the old lady what's in your mind, because that seemed to work for these guys. They got hammered. They brought it up, and he brought it up. I'd love to fuck another woman with you. And then it turned into this relationship that is not only the sex has gotten hotter by the sounds of it, of what she's saying, but the relationship grew. Their bond is deeper. They're more connected spiritually and sexually. Don't worry, we're never going to turn into that type of podcast. But yeah, dudes, this guy's got it on the fucking go. Old lady's finding some trim for both of them. They both they have some wild fucking sex. Everybody, you know, every fucking fella could always use like a little wilder experience, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're into some weird shit, you know, if you want to tag team your old lady with another guy, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel like you're less of a man because of it. Don't feel like, who gives a fuck? If you own your shit, you're man enough to fucking hang with me. You know, if you own it, okay? It doesn't matter what you fucking do. If you like her shoving cucumbers up your ass while she sucks your fucking cock, you know, and you own it, hey, power to you. You're considered a friend of mine. As long as you're just owning your shit, it don't matter. Fuck everybody else. Fuck what they think. You got to do what makes you happy. You got to do what excites you. You can't worry about the opinions of other assholes, because the only reason they're judging you, more than likely, is because they wish that they were in the position that you're in. So in a situation like this young woman right here, where, you know, there's some women that are like, oh, they're just disgusted with her behavior. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? We all die in the end. So go out, have a good time, fuck who you want, have a little fun with the old lady, mail it home, find a threesome. And there's a little bit of my advice, you know? Bring it to the forefront. Get it out in the open. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Uncle Hack Podcast. I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate all the listeners. I appreciate you sending these questions. These are fun. These are fun. If you got any more of these, DM me. I got my old Instagram back, Uncle Hack 69. DM me on there when we'll discuss more of this shit. Maybe the back half of the show now is a fan question that we take a deep dive into, like this right here. I'll give my opinion. If you like how that format works, we'll take a dude scenario in the beginning in the first half an hour, and then we'll take a fan question in the last half an hour, which seems to be the last 45 minutes because I went over time. But again, thank you for tuning in to the Uncle Hack Podcast. Please, if you get a second, rate the pod on iTunes, leave a comment on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, or subscribe, follow, all that dumb YouTuber shit, and we'll see you next week at this time.